What's going on, guys? I'm Violent with GRIZZ Zombies. Today we're going to be talking about the final Easter egg step in Rave in the Redwoods. I've read a few of your comments already saying I'm late on this Easter egg. No one's late, man. We're all just different content creators that get this done at different times. The map just came out. So, what do I want you guys to do? What do I want you guys to get done already? I want you guys to have your upgraded crossbows already done, and also a pack-a-punched weapon of your choice. I recommend an assault rifle. Use the upgraded Volk or an upgraded NV4. Those work really well for the boss rounds. If you go back and notice that Kevin is not there, that's what's happening at Pack-a-Punch. We need to summon him onto the boat. You'll notice that at this time, when you can Pack-a-Punch and go back and forth, Kevin Smith is not on the boat. Your indicator is clearly that. So what do you need to do to get him onto the boat? You need to come down into the basement of the Bear Lodge, and down here you will see these red buttons. Remember the Dragon Strike challenge when you clicked it and it locked down the house and you had to do that as a team? Well, this is sort of the same thing, except nothing really happens in this room. What happens is this is the trigger for Kevin Smith to get onto the boat. So every single person that's in your lobby comes over and you all hit square or X at the same time. That will light up the lights and signify that you're now ready, fully ready, to hop onto the boat for the boss round. So at this point in time, you cannot go back and Pack-a-Punch, you cannot cross go, you cannot collect $200. So when you're ready, hop onto the boat, and we'll be ready to take on the boss. Now the final boss is actually Kevin Smith. He turns into this huge zombie, which is the big slasher. This slasher is the same one that you saw in the trailer. So what do I think of this Easter egg after beating the boss round? I really like it. I think that it's very simplistic to new players, especially if this is your very first zombies map ever. You picked a good one because there's a lot of quality within this map, especially for side Easter eggs. I feel we're going to have a lot of side Easter eggs yet to come, ones that are going to be really good. I still don't know what exactly the charm effects are, the charms that we have to collect.
No, this has got to be a fucking mistake. I didn't kill him. I couldn't have killed him. Oh man, Jay, man, Jay, I just gotta get out of here. I gotta find Jay. Jay!
So if you could choose which type of crossbow you want to do the deer one. So the deer statue, the one that we placed down right outside the docks, that's the one you're going to want to upgrade to, because this is the one that you're going to see me playing with, and it's the best one in my opinion, especially for this step. So what we're seeing at first are these skulls that are lit up, right? They're orb-like, and there's quite a few of them around the map. So what's important to know about these is that what it's trying to do is absorb. So it needs souls, you kill zombies, and souls fly up. So what happens when you get all of them in the air to their peak, all of them have to be at their peak. And once you finally get them all risen to that level, because they will lower depending on the time factor. So you want to get them full as possible, go help people that got it lower than you. When that lightning bolt strikes from the sky, it'll go to one specific location, which will become a ritual circle. You're going to need to walk the slasher through that ritual circle, and when he does, you need to shoot his weak spot. You'll see his weak spot, it'll be lit up. This particular time it was on his arm, I shot it, and then he starts beating his chest, and we're ready for the next iteration of challenges. This iteration of challenges is shooting the symbol on him. So the very next thing that we need to do is run around, try not to get killed, but make sure you shoot all of the zombie symbols off him. And so when you do that, he will do another flutter effect, and actually like he's breaking down, and then he's gonna jump onto the house where you need to get away into a green location. So these green locations will be in circles, and you'll need to stand within it because everything else will pretty much kill you. So standing inside these green circles is what you need to pay attention to next. And what I mean, you'll see exactly what I mean. This spot right here that you're seeing never changes. So you can always come behind this barrier and hold off, okay? So he's gonna sit up there on top of the house, and you're just gonna hold down in this green circle, okay? So when you do that, use your bows, use whatever is powerful enough to take out these skeletons. They'll just be skeletons chasing you. So now that we're back, we gotta do the same thing again. So you're gonna need to wind up those zombies, kill them right next to those floating skulls, and raise them, get them up to their max potential on all of them that are on the map, and there are like 6 or 7, I'm not sure on the exact count, but you'll know exactly how many you got once you're in there. keep rising them until this part is over. The biggest tip I can give you is to not get flustered or frustrated. This is not that difficult. You'll notice at this time there's an actual barrier separating you from running certain directions. And those invisible barriers are visible, but you cannot run through them. We'll start seeing a repetitive pattern happening here. As soon as we get him in, we'll have another lightning bolt that crashes down, and we'll have another ritual circle that he has to walk through, and then we'll shoot him in his weak spot. Now it can take some time, especially if he turns the other way when other players are different directions, but make sure you guys all stand in the same spot. It'll speed up the process. He'll walk through it, and then we'll shoot his weak spot. Sometimes he's ornery, man. He doesn't want to walk directly in there, and it's all based on where certain players are standing. That's what'll affect it. So shoot the symbol off him, which signifies his weak spot, and when you do that, he'll go into his animation mode that he's weak again. And now we're getting a little bit closer to killing this boss. Now you're gonna notice my teammate did have a lot of downs, but if you have something like perk insured on, it's definitely gonna help you because you get to keep all your perks. Fate and Fortune cards will come in handy for this. I say anything that can save your perks, keep you medicated while you're in this, is the best possibilities that you can possibly have. So we're going to finish this, shoot all the symbols off of him. He will always drop saws, so keep in mind that these saws will damage you majorly. You'll notice that I have 5 perks, and I'm still damaged. Tough enough? It's not tough enough. But those saws are definitely tough enough. And we'll get to unlock that saw at the end of this once we beat it. I'll show you what I mean in another video. But the green circle is back. We need to stand in the green circle, so always keep your head level when you're doing this. You need to make sure that you know what's coming up and that you're talking with your teammates. If you're doing this solo, I hope this guide can help you in some shape or form. But as for standing in the green circle, you just need to keep a guard. Make sure no zombies are taking you down from behind or anything like that. And then we're going to move right straight back into filling these skulls again. You'll notice that we got to fill these skulls up quite a lot during this boss fight, and it's an integral part to the steps in which we need to do in order to beat the boss. So we're essentially taking down his shield each time that we do this, and he's got a pretty hefty shield, so it's got to go through a certain amount of iterations, and this is the process in which we do that. So every boss fight has a method, and the method is doing these certain ritual steps. And so keep filling it up and rising them to the top, and you're gonna notice that I keep running between the same 2, and that's because we decided to split it up, actually take different orbs, skulls, and fill them with souls, so that way we could do the most that's on the map. You'll see the lightning come down. That's what I would recommend doing if you got more than one player. Split up, fill them all up. You'll see that lightning bolt come down, and that'll signify that our ritual circle is ready, where we'll need to walk him through. It's in the middle this time, so knowing that it's in the middle, pay attention to where the zombies are at, pay attention to where he's running, try to get him there as best you can, and then shoot his weak spot, and he will go into that animation again, where we'll have to do one more step before actually defeating him. And that last step is shooting these symbols off of him. They'll have symbols on them for one last time, and once we shoot those off, we'll be able to damage him and actually put damage anywhere on his body just by shooting him. So the most effective way to say it is just run around once again and shoot the symbols on him. It can be quite time consuming, this boss fight, but that's just because of how many different symbols are actually on this zombie boss. And I don't believe this is timed. I believe there's an actual number of symbols on him that you have to shoot off. I actually threw one of those bio spikes and hit the last symbol perfectly. Weird timing, but I tried it again to when we actually were able to kill him, and it was too soon. So it was a good effort. The bio spikes are pretty cool. You guys see that little clutch there? It was pretty sweet. But if you run out of ammo, make sure you just shoot with your bow, and if you hit directly on him, you will damage him quite a bit. You can also shoot those symbols off just by doing that, but there it is, fellas. That's what happens when we kill him. He decides to melt into the ground, and he'll drop the soul key in the same spot that he went down and died in. So that's where you need to look for the soul key. Personally, I really enjoyed this Easter egg. I completed this flawless. I did not die one time, even through the boss round. My teammates did, but I remained strong. So we have a flawless run on Rave in the Redwoods. I will have that entire gameplay up for you tomorrow, and you can enjoy that in its entirety. But for right now, this is how you beat the boss and get the soul key, and it's a new piece of the soul key. You'll notice that it looks a lot different.
We did it! Did what exactly? We're still not back in the damn theater.
Where the hell are we now? If I'm right, I think we're about to get a whole lot more funky.
So my first reaction to seeing that is I think it's a disco-y vibe. It's the 70s and in a subway station. So we may have quite an interesting map. I'm not sure how a subway station in the 70s is going to go down. That's about as much information as we got. It wasn't a big teaser, but let me know what you guys got from me in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my flawless gameplay. Viollent out.